Hello everyone, this is the Dad. Today I'm going to do a review and show you why I love this Hamilton Beach FlexBrew, model number 49966. This is their Trio 2-way single-serve coffee maker and 10-cup carafe coffee maker. So the first thing you'll notice is you can do a K-cup on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side we've got a 10-cup carafe. This does not have a warming plate because we've got a carafe, a stainless steel carafe. Up here, this is the basket style coffee filter that you're going to put in there. Here's where you're going to put the water. And here's where you're going to put the water for the K-cup. So when you want to brew a K-cup, you got to put the amount of water in you want to brew. And same with the coffee maker. It's got two separate reservoirs. Here's the brew head. And now we got the control panel. So when we want to do a K-cup, we're just simply going to hit the single serve side. And then it says single. And we want to do a carafe, we're going to hit the carafe button. And then to start the brew, either on the carafe or the single serve side is right there. That's the brew now button. That will start the brew. You got bold and regular brew on the single side. On the carafe side, you can do a bold brew and a regular brew. We can program this coffee maker to come on automatically in the morning. We can only program the coffee maker. We cannot program the single serve K-cup side. Both sides have a little window to let you know how much water you've added. Over here on the right, we can brew anywhere from a 6-ounce to a 14-ounce. On the K-cup side, it's whatever amount of water you put in here each time, that's what it will brew. So you have to regulate how big a coffee you want by how much water you put in the reservoir each time. Let's take a look at the carafe. It's got these nice big grips. We're going to turn it. There's what the inside look. It's double wall insulated. This will keep your coffee nice and warm for a couple hours. You're going to turn it. We're going to brew a pot of coffee and see how well it pours and tastes. So over here on the K-cup side, be careful. We do have a sharp needle there at the top. This is our K-cup basket. When you put a K-cup in here and you close the lid, it's going to pierce the top and the bottom with a sharp needle. Now there is this funnel. This has to be in here whether you're going to use the reusable filter or the K-cup. So this always has to stay in there. So down here, you'll see there's an extra brew basket. This is for using reusable, or this is your reusable filter. If you want to brew your own coffee grounds on the single serve side, you're going to put up to 2 tablespoons of coffee. There's a max line right there. Put it in here. That's like a little mesh filter. This lid has a nice O-ring. You want to make sure and close it all the way. If your single serve K-cup adapter is in there, you got to take it out, leave the funnel, but you're going to put this in there. And now when you close it, you can brew your own coffee grounds on the single serve side. And when we want to take it out, we'll put the K-cup. Okay, so let's measure for travel mug. You can put almost a 7.5-inch travel mug up there. And then this fits right there. Okay, so let's brew a K-cup first, and then we'll do a full pot of coffee. Now again, you've got to add the correct amount of water in. I'm going to do 8 ounces. So you can see I filled it right up to the 8 ounces. I like to brew my coffee K-cups on 8 ounces. Close the lid. K-cups have 2 tablespoons of coffee in them, so 8 ounces is just about right for me. Again, when I close this, it's going to pierce the top and the bottom. Now I'm going to come over here. If it was on carafe, make sure you put it on single serve. I'm going to do a regular brew and just hit the brew now button. Okay, so I'm going to time it and we'll do some temperature checks. And what you're hearing back there is the water is going to heat up first. Once it gets it heated up to the proper temperature, then a pump will kick on and shoot it through the K-cup. And we know it's brewing because it says brewing and that light's on there. Okay, so right at the 1.5-minute mark, it starts to brew its coffee. And the coffee coming out the bottom is about 183. It ramps up really quick. 188, 190. So be careful, that it's very hot. 193. Okay, so just a little over 2 minutes, you've got a coffee K-cup ready to drink. Okay, so let's see how hot a cup of coffee that is. About a 170. That's a really hot cup of coffee. I've been drinking the coffee out of this. It makes a really good single-serve K-cup. You can do hot chocolate, you can do teas, you can do iced tea K-cups. Any standard K-cup you can brew on the K-cup side. Now let's open it up. Be careful, this could be hot. There's how the top needle did. We want to make sure and get this out. Okay, so now let's make a pot of coffee. You're going to need basket-style coffee filters, 8 to 12 cup. So you can use a reusable filter, but you're not supposed to use them both at the same time. So it's either a paper filter or a reusable filter. A reusable filter, you will get a little bit of sediment in your coffee. With a paper filter, you won't. So put the filter in. We're going to make sure it hugs the walls like that. So this just takes standard drip coffee maker ground at a medium grind. I like to use 1 tablespoon per cup I'm going to brew. So I'm going to put 10 tablespoons of coffee in here because I'm going to fill this up in the back here to the 10 mark. But if you only want 6 cups of coffee in your craft, just fill it up to the 6 mark and then put 6 tablespoons of coffee. And you can do that accordingly all along here. Okay, I've got my 10 tablespoons of coffee in there. Now I got to add my water. Okay, so it's got a nice big opening to pour the water in. I got to add a little bit more water. Fill it all the way up to the 10 mark. There we go. Okay, I got my water, my coffee. Make sure you close the lid. I'm going to hit the carafe side. I'm going to do just a regular brew. I could do a bold brew and just hit this brew now button. It says the word brewing and that light's on there. So it starts brewing right away. We're going to take some temperature checks along the way and see exactly how long it takes with my timer. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. Let's take a sneak peek, see how the coffee grounds are doing. Yeah, they're brewing really good. So it's a little hard to get the temperature. I'm coming up with about 185 in the top for the brew temperature. And so the coffee coming out the bottom's around 176, 180. That's really good. Now the nice thing about this coffee maker, since it's got a stainless steel carafe, when it's done brewing, it automatically shuts off. And Miss Fiona came for her treat. Okay, so it's getting towards the end of the brew. It does kind of pop, and there's quite a bit of steam that comes out the top. Okay, so the coffee maker shut off right at the 9-minute mark. That's about a cup a minute. There's still just a little bit draining in. If we look up here, here's how the coffee grounds did. They did not overflow the filter basket. Okay, so let's see how the carafe pours. It's kind of heavy, but pours really good. Let's see how hot a cup of coffee we've got. 163, 164. Yeah, that's a really hot cup of coffee. Here's how the coffee looks. I've been drinking the coffee out of this. It tastes really good. It does make a pretty good pot of coffee. So this is Hamilton Beach's FlexBrew with the stainless steel carafe. I hope this video helps. Let's go over cleanup really quick. I forgot about. So up at the top, cleanup is very simple. You can just take the filter basket. It's got the little plunger there that's going to keep it from dripping. And you can, this is dishwasher safe. That's dishwasher safe, but it's kind of big for the dishwasher. Again, I hope the video helps. Thanks everybody for watching.